Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Power Sessions. And I'm super excited today to have on one of my favorite all-time therapists in the whole entire universe. I would like to welcome Michelle Bloom. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you on, and I want to share some of your plethora of knowledge. Today, I'm hoping we could cover some really important topics like stress during the holiday times and libido and things that happen.
I'm
I
already stressed talking about it.
Oh, the stress. And stress is sometimes good stress and bad stress, right? And it doesn't matter. It
Absolutely.
still has the same effect on our body. I do get asked questions all the time, and sometimes I know the answers, sometimes I don't. And I love you're my go-to for a lot of these questions.
Thank you.
So maybe first off, is there anything you'd like to say introducing yourself about where you practice?
So I practice in New York City and Connecticut, but I see people all over the world. I have an office in New York and an office in Connecticut, and um, I see lots and lots of couples, and I also see lots of couples of all ages and stages of their marriage. So anywhere from newbies or people who are in committed or monogamous or non-monogamous relationships who are moving into different stages, people who just had babies or retirees or older. So I see kind of the whole range.
I love it. So we are about to go into kind of in the holiday season. I'm always curious, do you see a spike in patients reaching out to you during this time?
Hmm. Interesting question. So I'll say that there's an ebb and flow in the amount of clients that I get, or like busy seasons or slow seasons, and holidays or the new year is definitely a busy season. It
Hmm.
it just brings up so much for people who are thinking about what they're doing for the holidays, or thinking about going home to family, or what rituals that they want to create in their home. So it kicks up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I figured I feel it during the holiday times, both good and bad. And I know friends that also feel it and reach out a lot as well. What happens when people are stressed inside of their marriage or with their libido?
Mm. So, okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, and I'm gonna try to be as concise as possible and give you a mini science lesson
Great.
before I kind of start. Um, Before we go right into sex. How about that?
Love it.
So the way your body works, right, is that you have different nerves in your body all over, and depending on the situation, your body has to react to it. So I think that I've told this to you before, Maureen, like um, when you're in a burning building, right? So you are in a crisis situation, or there is like high stress alert. What goes on in your body is that your body goes into survival mode, into adaptive mode. So your higher level functioning, like your brain, kind of turns off, and you go into automatic response. So the things in your automatic response are fight, flight, freeze, fix. They're adding fix and annihilate. Okay, so you're like, where is the exit? How do I get out of here? Right. And your body's pulsating and it's drawing more blood into all areas. But
Mhm.
the automatic responses that don't turn on are your sex drive. So, for example, if you're in a burning building and I say to you, hey, do you want to have sex? Like, you're going to be like, what?
Right now?
Of course not, because if it's the same way if I said to you, hey, we're going on a trip, like go to the bathroom before we leave. You ever say that to your kids? Like, go to the bathroom, like we're getting in the car for a long ride, and they go, but I don't have to go to the bathroom. You're like, just try to go. So it's
Mm,
the same thing, that your libido is an automatic response when your body is not in stress, when it's regulated, when
mm,
it's calm, when it feels open. And so in high stress times like the holidays, people's libidos naturally go down because they move into survival. and libido and sex and pleasure are not survival. And they're higher level pleasures. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
It makes so much sense, and it alleviates a little bit of the self guilt, like there's something wrong with me, what's going on. Sometimes I speak to people who have an intense, crazy high libido, and they're like, it's their identity, and they start to beat themselves up over what happened. This is who I am. I'm so great. I'm healthy. I'm working out. I'm getting sleep. Why is this happening? And sometimes, again, like you just said, stress takes a hit. So that leads me into my next question is, what are some things that we can do if, yeah, it's a stressful time? What are some things we can do to help calm down and alleviate the stress? And then after that, to help, because we still want to have sex, even if our libido and our body's not saying it. We know sometimes that having sex actually makes you feel better and releases endorphins. So how do we have sex if we're not feeling like it?
It's a great question. So I'll say, well, first I'll say that libido does not only affect women, but it also affects men. So when, I have to dismantle the taboo that men can have sex anytime, anywhere, any place. Not true. Okay. And how do we get our bodies in a place where we feel less stressed? Since I work with couples all the time, I want to use the intimacy that happens in a couple, especially around the holidays, where you ask, where all these things get kicked up about, like, your childhood strategies, like, oh, I'll just do whatever my mom wants, or I'll just do whatever this person wants, or like, fine, we'll just do that, or, ooh, that cousin's going to be there that I really don't want to see, or I don't have a place to go for the holiday. All of those harder, more childhood wounds start to get kicked up. And so here are some of the ways that I think that you can help yourself. So I think I want you to ask yourself, what do I want my holiday to feel like? What do I want? What are the key elements to my holiday that are going to make me feel warm and belonging and soothed? Everything is about calming, again, the body. What are the rituals that I want to adapt? Not what my parents did or what my friends did, but what do I want to do? Maybe it's like I want to take a bath on Christmas Eve because, like, that's just what I decided that I wanted to do. Who knows?
I know who you're talking to here.
I do. I know exactly who I'm talking to.
Holiday in the bath.
And get a big enough tub, and then you just put as many people as you want in it.
Come on, everybody. Happy New Year.
But when it comes to couples, one of the things that you can really do are help each other. The way that couples work and the way that I work with couples is an attachment. And so couples are uniquely bonded to each other. They're co-regulated the same way that a parent and a child co-regulate, or a baby's crying and the caregiver picks the baby up and they stop crying. It's the same thing. It's like, I love you, Maureen, but like, we're not bonded. But you and your partner are bonded, and me and my partner are bonded, right? So it's like when my partner comes over and he like puts his hands on my shoulders, and I'm like, right? So if I say, so this is where I go, let's plan a little bit ahead. Okay. So I say to my partner, listen, we're going to my mom and she's going to drive me nuts. If she's going to comment on my hair and what I'm wearing and da, da, da. So what I really need you to do is, and this is all in the body, I need you to stay close to me. I need you to look at me like when I look at you across the, across the living room. I need you to like give me eyes. I see you. I feel you. I'm with you. Hold my hand under the table, squeeze it, or maybe, like just hang near me. Anything like that will help you. It'll also build intimacy. And I bet you'll find yourself in the bathroom with that person later on.
Yes, I was going to ask that question. I was like, okay, so you sit down with your partner and you guys come up with maybe your 3 things, if this, then that. And because you're already connecting in another level and you're bonding with them, you then build your intimacy, and then sneaking away is kind of fun sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, I totally agree with that, and I love it. So now what I've heard is that you're increasing your intimacy, and you took what could normally be for some people an incredible stressful environment. And again, people who don't have anywhere to go or no partners, they can do these self-love rituals with themselves as well. So
Absolutely.
it's all about building and twisting the narrative from stress, oh gosh, this is going to happen, to we're in this together and we're partners, we're ride or dies. And then it builds intimacy. And all of a sudden, what happens after the flame and the house is burning down around you and you escape it? Doesn't your libido spike? Like, after the catastrophe and you're safe, now you just want to get together.
Yes, ab- absolutely. And I'm so glad that you said, like, if you're not partnered, like it's still so important to take care of yourself. And when I
Mhm.
say, like, you can take care of yourself in many different ways, but sexually and intimately, it's so important because your body releases endorphins, it releases adrenaline, it releases serotonin, it actually, like, decreases depression when you orgasm. And even if you don't orgasm, just the pleasurable experience with yourself, with another,
Love it.
is wonderful.
That's all so amazing. I'm loving everything that you're sharing with us. What what would you say to people who still might not be in the mood but want to, even if they're doing all the right things, decreasing their stress? What would you tell them?
I love, love, love this question because couples struggle with this all the time, right? We don't have the same libido or the same sex drive or just the same longing at the same time as our partners. Um, and so you cannot will yourself into it. Let me say that first. Your brain does not work. You can't say, I want sex, I want sex, I want sex. It's not going to work. But what you can do is work with your body. And so use your five senses
Mm,
to get you into it. Okay. So touch, smell, taste, like eating a piece of chocolate or like smelling an amazing, like, smell that brings you back or calms you down.
mhm.
Um, what I say? Oh, if you can look at something, right? Like some people do watch porn or look at or even read love letters. That gets them. So what tips and tricks do you have?
Oh, me. It's funny, and I'm coming out with something for Valentine's Day,
I knew it.
Galentine's Day.
I knew it. I knew it.
And
I just you.
And it's because I've written a blog on like an ultimate experience. People have asked me for my step-by-step guides. And it's not just when I don't want to. I like to talk about how long it takes for women's arousal.
Mhm.
So I focus on women because I think a lot of male partners or female partners with their female partners, when you see your partner aroused, it's hot. Like, and then everybody's happy. And on average, it takes a woman 20 minutes to become fully aroused. And to put that in other terms, what happens when a male is fully aroused is the blood flows into the penis and it's fully erect. And when it's fully erect, it feels better. It's more sensitive. So pleasure becomes more enjoyable. And if they're flaccid, and it takes a little bit of time, but it's not 20 minutes. And going into biology now, there's a valve in the penis that, the blood flows in and the valve kind of blocks it from going out. Women don't have that valve. So when the blood flows into the vulva, and you need 20 minutes of continual arousal for it to become fully engorged on average. So one of the things I could talk about that I made is to help with speeding up or help that process get going beforehand, because 20 minutes is a long time for some people. So
I hope all the men are watching this.
men, women, like, listen, this is for you. So we
Everybody.
our bomb arousal bomb, a full 2 ounces. And I'm trying not to sound salesy, but it's awesome. So it's really nice, organic organic, like all natural hemp oil, avocado oil, and peppermint. It smells like an Andes candy. And this is just to get the tingling
Mhm.
sensations going. So you just take a little bit of this and rub it on the vulva. And just the act of that is setting your intentions and let it work in. Then it's like this ultimate bath experience, but it's an ultimate sensual experience. So then light some candles, like you were talking about the scents, like the aphrodisiac elements of just setting the mood. Lighting candles, now you're setting up your atmosphere. I love the idea of doing this around the bathtub because there's something about the bathroom and the bathtub, everything disappears. Talk
Mhm.
about relaxation. You are in your own zone, and you can use the water slide by tying it to the bathtub faucet and letting the water just run over you. Wait like 3 to 5 minutes after putting on the arousal balm. And then you can have your partner behind you in the tub. Your hands are free. You guys are in your own ecstasy and euphoria in the bathtub. It's a sensual experience. And I'm gonna sound really out there, but I don't
I
care.
better get a goodie bag after this.
It's already on its way. And there's a product in this Valentine's product that we haven't launched yet that I can't really talk about, but it's part of the experience and it's amazing and it's aphrodisiac. So
Well,
around Mhm.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm so glad that actually you said it. It didn't sound salesy at all, because you brought up a really good point. You can't just put anything anywhere.
Mhm.
Like,
Everything's got to be body safe. Like that's actually why I started this whole entire process and company and everything. Water is the cleanest way you can possibly become aroused besides plain thought. So the water slide just is water over the vulva. The arousal bomb is coconut oil. It's if you have a coconut allergies, check with your doctor. Don't put it on, but it's super clean and all natural. It's edible. Like it's not good for these lips. Yes, I said it. So anyway, arousal bomb, 3 to 5 minutes, allow it to absorb and start working its magic. You're setting the mood around your bathtub. You're turning on the water. You're now with your partner or yourself, and you're letting the water wash over you in this delicious stream, and your hands are free. So when your hands are free, you're removing being an active person and doing something. So you can now just get
mhm.
lost in thought and lost with your partner, and the water's working its magic. You could then, with what's coming out, I can't say more, I want to say it all. We'll come back and do it. You can work with the other product that's in there with your partner. And now you can continue in the tub or move on to any room you would like in your house. And by that time, what are we at with time? Maybe you're more close to that 20 minutes. So again, everybody knows foreplay and starting, but it's really hard when we're busy, we're stressed, like this. Why are we rushing through the best moments in our life? Rush through the dishes. Who cares if like you didn't
Yeah.
put away things as nicely? Rush through the conversation with the stranger that you're never going to see again at the grocery store and come home and spend at least 20 minutes or more with your partner or yourself and enjoying this moment.
I absolutely, absolutely love it. I mean, I'm sitting here like getting
Are we bonded now?
relaxed, but I love that you say that, because I tell people all this time, book it in your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And when people say to me, but that's not sexy, and I'm like, no, no, it is. It is the sexiest thing to know. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this with my partner, with myself,
Yes.
and give yourself that time. And I love your products that help, because just
Thanks.
feel like you're doing something for yourself.
Yeah. The only thing I would add with booking it in the calendar is not putting it as the last to do on your list. I love when we're not exhausted at the end of the day to have it like 2 hours before. Who cares again if you don't get to the dishes? Who cares? If you have an amazing sesh with your partner and you guys are both like, are you thirsty? I'm thirsty. Like that was insane. Are you thinking about your stupid dishes? Maybe you'll do them together now and have fun and dance to music. You're going to feel better. So, yay to good sex.
I love it.
I love
Yeah.
it too. I love it. These are great tips. If anybody is looking for more, I am definitely going to be putting all your contact info. But if anybody's listening and driving, sometimes people are just doing their ear pods. Where can anybody find you and get more of your great tips?
Yeah. Such a good question. So you can always email me at Michelle with 2 L's, Michelle at bloomtherapyny.com, or my website, www.bloomtherapyny.com. Or they can always ask you.
You can ask me, I will hook you up. It will be on our Babe with the Power blog under our power sessions. We're going to post you on Instagram. I'm going to talk about you on Twitter. I would love to get further quotes from you and reach out. I adore you and I'm super grateful that you came on. Thank you so much.
The feeling is totally mutual. Thank you. Ask me any question you want.
Love you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what else you want to hear. Maybe we could also do another follow-up. Thanks, everyone.